From the time you close to the time people start working, 24 hours. And if you're not ready for people to roll on site the day after closing, don't close. Ask for an extension, delay the closing, okay? And this will help you defray many of your carrying costs that you're dealing with when you close. Now, please write these down because there's a lot of things that people forget and don't think about when they're evaluating a deal, okay? So carrying costs. Please write these down. Number one, mortgage. Now, this is going to either be to the seller, we talked about seller financing. This would be to the private money lender. In this case, this is going to be payments to Kogo Capital. Or it's going to be payments to a partner. Now, one of the advantages of using a partner is that usually you don't make payments to a partner. If they're putting up the bridge capital to get into the deal, they get paid out of the deal when it sells. So the nice thing about partnerships is you often don't have payments to the partner. But if you're going to be using seller financing or private money financing, you are going to have a mortgage payment, and you should just calculate about 12% or 1% per month. Now, 1% per month is real simple because if you're borrowing $150,000, if you just move the decimal point over for the 1%, your monthly costs are going to be $1,500 a month. Pretty simple. So as you're calculating carrying costs, just plan on a 1% expense for that, okay? Secondly, you're going to have taxes. You're going to have insurance. And you are going to have, if it's gas, you're going to have gas bill, you're going to have a water bill. Water and sewer are usually combined, as well as trash. And then you're also going to have an electric bill. And for a lot of you, you're going to have HOA fees. Okay? When you buy that property, all of those fees become yours to own and take care of. Now, here's a pro tip, okay? Let's say that, let's see, today is June the, what is today, the 5th? Yeah, June the 5th, okay? Today is June the 5th, 24. So let's say that today I go out and I put a deal under contract and I write the offer for, let's call it, I'll close in 14 days. So 14 days from right now is going to be the 19th. So we're getting closer and closer to the 19th, but I haven't gotten all of my ducks in a row. I haven't gotten bids from my contractor. I haven't gotten bids from my subs. I haven't talked to the city to determine if the repairs that I'm doing are going to be code required. So what most people will do is they're behind the 8 ball. They don't have all of these things lined up, but they got a seller saying, hey, you need to close on the 19th. You need to close right now. So they're scrambling and freaking out, trying to come up with $150,000 to close on the 19th. But if you close on the 19th, you've got all of these expenses that now belong to you. So you should go back to your seller and say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, would you mind giving me a 30-day extension? And the seller is going to go, I'm not giving you a 30-day extension. Here's how you rebuttal that. You say, well, would you give me the 30-day extension if I were just to cover your mortgage payment or your costs for the next 30 days, a prorated amount? So let's say that they owe $120,000 on this deal. Okay, you're paying $150,000, so they're going to get 30 grand cash out of this thing. But let's say it's $120,000. Let's just take 1% of that. It's $1,200. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, tell you what I'll do. I'll just pay you $1,200 for the 30-day extension because it's cheaper than what you're going to be paying when you get financing, right? You're saving $300 here, but you also don't incur these expenses for another 30 days. So as much as you can, bear the brunt of the carrying costs on the seller by extending out the closing date. Now, as you guys know, we're a nationwide private money lender. We've lent hundreds of millions of dollars all over this country. And I am floored when people call in and they're like, frantic, we got to close right now. And I'm like, did you get your bid from your contractor? If you're doing permitted work, do you have the permits all lined up? Have you contacted your utility companies? Are those things ready to transfer over? And they're going, oh, I thought I did that after closing. No, you do all of those things leading up to closing so that the day you close, right? If you close on 7/19 and you get the keys, I want contractors on site on 7/20. 24 hours from the time you close to the time people start working, 24 hours. And if you're not ready for people to roll on site the day after closing, don't close. Ask for an extension, delay the closing, okay? And this will help you defray many of your carrying costs that you're dealing with when you close. So don't be so eager to close until you have all of your ducks in a row and all of your things lined up and ready.